What do you usually do on weekends? Weekends is a good opportunity to relax and unwind from the stress of work. I like to spend time with my friends or family to enjoy some outdoor activities such as hiking, biking, camping, and having picnic on weekends. Do you go to the cinema on weekends? Yes, I'd love to. Going to the cinema is a popular leisure activity for me, as well as a great way to escape from the reality life for a little while. Recently, I went to the cinema and watched the Avatar Water Path, which was amazing. I think this movie is a must see, and it's sure to be remembered as one of the best movies of the year. Did you do anything special last weekend? Yes, I watched the movie called Avatar Water Path last weekend with my boyfriend. It's a science fiction film produced by the famous director James Cameron, and it achieved blockbuster sales as soon as it released. I was so amazed by the stunning visuals and the sense of wonder it creates. I would highly recommend you to watch it. What will you do next weekend? Since the weather is getting warm recently, I'm planning to go for camping with my friends in the park. It's a great way to escape from the stress of everyday life and reconnect with the nature. And it's also a good opportunity to bond with friends and make enjoyable memories. Do you usually make plans for weekends? Yes, I like make plans for weekends because weekends are quite precious to me. I want to make the most of my free time to be used in a meaningful and enjoyable way. Besides, making plans can provide me a sense of direction and anticipation, which can make me feel more excited.
Question 1. Do you like weekends? Of course. I mean, who doesn't? Weekends is the only time for us to totally unwind ourselves from the busy schoolwork or the daily routine. You can just lie on your bed, watch some TV dramas, or play on your phone, have some chit chat with your friends. That would be a terrific weekend for me. But going out is not a bad idea. Sometimes I hang out with my friends or just dine in a nice restaurant and take some pictures. Question 2. What do you usually do on weekends? Do you study or work? Just as I said, I have a lot of options for my weekend. Most of the time, I'll give some lessons to my students or attend some online course to improve my skills in other fields, such as cooking, skiing, or diving. Since I'm a freelancer, sometimes I do need to work on weekends, but the time and schedule is completely flexible, so it doesn't bother me that much if I had to work on weekends. What did you do last weekend? Well, last weekend, I went to a movie with my bestie. It was a new released superhero movie called Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Wow, I would say the sound effects and the visual effects are one of the best. You should never miss it. If the movie is still on the air, you should definitely get a ticket. Question 4. Do you make plans for your weekends? Well, I do make some resolutions in the beginning of a week and hope that I can finish them by the end of that weekend. But sometimes it just turns out to be that fulfilling all these plans is too hard for me because of my procrastination and some incidents, something that happens out of the blue.
Do you like weekends? Yes, definitely, because I have more disposable leisure time when I can do whatever I like. I don't have to attend morning lessons, which means I can sleep in until even 10 a.m. and then have a brunch. And also, I feel no sense of urgency. By saying this, I mean I can finally unwind and do something like shopping with my friends. 第二题, what do you usually do on weekends? Do you study or work? Well, basically I don't study or work, but if there are any unfinished tasks and they are very urgent, I'll have to finish them at first and then spend time having fun. I often hang out with my friends in the shopping complex or go hiking with other members of the hiking club. Just something to get close to nature and help me regain the inner peace.
One. Is the weekend your favorite part of your week? Of course. The weekend has to be my favourite part of the week, since I can lounge around most of the day and catch up on unfinished work the rest of the day. Not to mention, I can also catch up with friends and recharge my batteries for the rest of the week. 2. What did you do last weekend? My memory's hazy, but I'm pretty certain I wasn't as productive as I usually am since my friends came over. We found ourselves spending the day in the mall shopping for clothes and random goods. In the evening, I found myself totally exhausted, and I collapsed as soon as my head touched my pillow. 3. Do you prefer to plan how to spend your weekends? I usually don't bother to plan or make schedules for the weekends. I prefer to go with the flow and adapt to whatever happens in the moment. An exception would be if I made arrangements for get-togethers set in the weekend, in which case I'd try and schedule the day to the best of my abilities. 4. Do you ever work or study at the weekends? I do both during the weekends as I'm a working student. I find myself spending the most time working on schoolwork since I tend to procrastinate on them a lot and they can quickly pile up. As for work, I spend about an hour or so finishing a few tasks that are due for the next week, so I don't get overwhelmed by deadlines. 5. What do you usually do on weekends? I don't have an exact grasp on all the things I usually do, but I definitely divide my weekend into the morning and evening regarding what I do. Mornings are assigned as my free time, and I often find myself lounging around while I spend my evenings finishing my schoolwork and chores.